Hello everyone and welcome back to Eternal Darkness. Last time we saw the end of the adventures of Dr. Edwin Lindsey in the tomb of Mantorok in Cambodia. Perhaps the first story in the Tome of Eternal Darkness not to have a nasty and gruesome end for its protagonist. We also saw something very, very interesting, like Alexandra diving into the floor there, sinking rather.
This can't be happening.
Yes, indeed, it can't be happening. We saw Edwin Lindsey being gifted the heart of Mantorok by Elia, and him bringing it here to the Roivas mansion. Alex discovers a pulp novel written by one Dr. Edwin Lindsey amongst the books on the shelf. This is where the Tome of Eternal Darkness indicated that something of value was hidden behind the book. Ah, and there we go. With the book removed, a secret cache is revealed. Inside is the heart of Mantorok, encased in glass to protect the world from its corrosive energies. Now, Nope, definitely not a flying book there. This is not happening. The other thing that happened during Edwin Lindsey's chapter is that he acquired quite a few useful magical spells. One of them was the dispel magic spell, which is going to be quite useful for us as we dispel the magical barrier in the stained glass window over at the end of this hallway. Let's do it. And what is that? As the magical window fades away, the piece of parchment that the maiden was holding is left behind, floating in midair. It appears to be a chapter page. A chapter page entitled Heresy.
Today, I am your master. Your task is to guard the artifact before you. Let no one touch it.
Now that was interesting. As usual, acquiring a chapter page, the tome shows us a flashback, or rather a scene which is directly related to the chapter page in question. Now we saw that Pius Augustus summoned some kind of titanic guardian. Did you count how many runes his spell consisted of? And to think we only have the power to cast spells with just 3 runes. The most important thing, though, was that... Hush, Alex. Everything will be fine. You're in safe hands. My hands, my dear beauty. In any case, that Titanic Guardian was summoned to protect, to safeguard, the sigil of Shalotath. The being that has, shall we say, dominion over Ulioth? So Pius Augustus does not leave anything to chance. He will protect the essence of his arch-nemesis with a powerful guardian. But enough of that. Let's see what the heresy is all about.
In Europe, during the time of the Inquisition, paranoia and corruption ran deep. With the fear of devilry running rampant, the ancients' corruption extended far beyond mortal knowledge, corrupting all that could be corrupted. my researches uncovered an interesting incident. A Franciscan monk named Paul Luther was traveling through the region of Amiens during the witch hunts of the Inquisition. Now, under martial law, the Inquisition prevented anyone from leaving the town and its nearby cathedral, for everyone was suspect.
Welcome to Oubliette Cathedral.
Brother Luther. I'm glad that our sacred order can bestow hospitality on our Franciscan brethren.
I shall not impose, Excellency. I merely request lodging and a viewing of the sacred relic, the Hand of Jude.
Many have traveled far and even risked their lives for a glimpse of the hallowed relic's true splendor. Of course, it would be wise to keep quiet during your stay. The Inquisition is here for a reason, brother. We seek to purge the deviancy from this town.
I am sure that will not be a problem. Amiens appears to be a peaceful hamlet.
It appears to be, but deviancy is secreted in the most deceptive places, which I believe is the case with Amiens.
Then I wish you luck in your search.
The Inquisition does not need luck, Brother Luther. Faith and purity are our guides.
Well, this is probably going to be a pleasant chapter. We're in France, in the region of Amiens. During the height of the might of the Inquisition, where, as Edward put it, everyone was suspect. We're playing as Paul Luther, a Franciscan monk. The Franciscan order of monks was founded by Saint Francis in 1209, 1207, somewhere around that. Their order is one which believes that that monks should live just like Jesus had, no earthly possessions. So, in his order's tradition, Paul Luther traveled around the lands, seeking asylum and lodging in whatever, church dwellings, like here in Oubliette Cathedral, which translates literally to Forgotten Cathedral. So here he is, to seek shelter from the rain. Paul Luther seeks to find respite rather, and protection, as well as see for himself the vaunted relic, the Hand of Jude. Quite an interesting name for a relic, don't you think? In any case, enough of the introduction. Let's see what we can find. This door is locked. Perhaps it would be better to leave now before we get into trouble with that bizarre bishop. It would be inappropriate of Paul to leave so soon after his arrival, considering the kindness of His Excellency Philip Augustine. I'm sure there is no significance to that name in yellow. Alright, let's enter the cathedral itself. It seems quite majestic, with a large crimson carpet daubed with golden threads and fleur-de-lis. Look at it, its size is something else.
For the love of God! God! Help! Come quickly! A murder! A murder most foul! What heresy is this?
I found him lying here, dead. I called the guards.
Is this our first suspect? Make sure no one touches the body. It must be examined for signs of devilry. As for this man, make sure he doesn't leave the cathedral. We will question him later.
But...
Hold your tongue, Franciscan. or it might bring my wrath upon thee. Who is to say that you did not commit this murder? If you trust in the Almighty, and you are indeed innocent, then you will have nothing to fear.
Of course, Paul. Just trust in the Almighty. I'm sure your faith will save you from the hideous torture that awaits you. In any case, I think we can safely assume that the door is locked behind us. Indeed, Luther is being held under arrest, waiting for judgment and trial at the hands of the Inquisition. I'm sure nothing will go wrong there, if we just wait for the Inquisition to bestow their grace upon us. What is this? The painting captures Paul's attention. A small emerald disguised as part of the painting glints in the candlelight, as though it has some value beyond being a precious gem. Sure, Paul, you're accused of murder. Theft is such a petty crime compared to that.
Are you here to pass sentence on me?
No, I'm here to free you. You are in incredible danger. This cathedral used to be a place of peace. Now many strange things happen here. I don't want you to end up like the others.
What do you mean?
The body you found was Brother Andrew, and he was killed to protect a secret. We can't talk about it here. Find me in the bell tower later, and I shall aid thee further.
Why are you releasing me?
I don't want to see another innocent die like your Franciscan brethren. I have seen Brother Andrew make numerous entries into his journal. This may contain the answers to the cathedral's dark secrets.
What can I do?
If I were you, I'd run.
They will surely hunt me if I run. This has to stop.
Then be it on your own head, Luther. Find Brother Andrew's journals if you can. He spent time in the old tower investigating. I believe I can find the key to the old tower in one of my stores. Later, come find me in the bell tower, and I will give it to you. Be swift. We can't evade them forever.
A place of worship, now a graveyard for the faithful. This sounds disturbingly familiar to us. We can examine this, but we can't see what it contains. Just a silhouette of a face. A somber portrait of a monk stares icily from the wall. Something about those grim, staring eyes sparks doubt and suspicion in Paul. Is this the face of a holy man? Is it indeed, Paul? Is it indeed? And will your soul remain pure after visiting the Chamber of Lost Souls? As you can see, there is no statue of Edwin Lindsey here. He did survive and managed to evade death by the hands of the ancients. Cradled in what appears to be a leathery hand lies a mysterious book. It is bound in human skin and intricately decorated with shrunken bones. It beckons and yearns to be possessed. And now your own soul is tainted forever and irrevocably, Brother Luther. Now, the man told us to meet him at the bell tower. We shouldn't go into the cathedral itself for now. Let's just climb these stairs up. Bell towers usually are in high places, so it stands to reason. What are you looking at, Paul? Just the thunder and lightning outside, Beautiful stained glass, as you can see. Like, rather quite interesting that... Oh dear. Oh dear. Monsters in a holy place. Oh dear. Brother Luther is quite the ascetic. His constitution is rather low, as is his sanity. Well, that's not surprising considering the circumstances he lives in. But his mind is, his psyche is quite strong. His mana pool is rather large. Well, compared to the rest of his attributes at least. Fortunately, he has no light source, so... What's this? Paul is nervous about ringing the bell, fearing his own capture. It is a custodian's task to ring the bell at appropriate times. Perhaps he will be by later to ring it. Should Paul ring the bell anyway? Sure. It's not like anyone might hear it and come kill him on the spot. And here is our friend, the custodian himself. Let's see what he has to say.
Ah, Brother Luther, not a moment too soon. As you have noticed, dread things inhabit this place. Shambling corpses, and worse.
There is darkness at work here, in the midst of the Inquisition.
I suspect it is worse than that, but I have no proof. Brother Andrew knew this also, and paid the price for it.
Why are you telling me this?
Perhaps you can finish off what Andrew started. Take this key. It unlocks the old tower. It has been sealed off since the Inquisition arrived.
I intend to uncover the truth behind this.
If you manage to uncover the source of darkness, return here, and I will do everything I can to help. Till then, brother, may your faith protect you.
And Paul has acquired the old tower key. Oh, Paul. The custodian shakes his head and informs Paul that he doesn't have enough evidence to make an accusation against Augustine. There must be something else to find. Well, Paul, I'm sure that your faith will protect you. Your hope will lead to nothing wrong. Because, well, hoping doesn't cost a man anything. However, hope is the first step to disappointment. And disappointment is the least of your worries, Paul. You are up against the odds. I wonder what could happen to you. Hopefully we can evade the bishop's men and his scrutiny for long enough to recover evidence. No time to waste. We have to hurry, find what we can. Now, what else does Paul have in his possession? A large rusted iron key, used for access to the old tower. What about the emerald? The emerald's deep green surface reflects the light inside it perfectly. Its cut is the work of a master craftsman. And a strange meditation rod. The priest's meditation rod is a small staff used as a focus for meditative prayer. Using it will allow Paul to meditate and regain some lost sanity. Prayer in the midst of madness. But it's time to help ourselves to some light. Let's borrow the torch. We've borrowed an entire emerald. The torch will be the least of our worries if they catch us anyway. At least we can now see where we're going. Let's take a look. The altar is bereft of holy adornment. No crucifix, no Bible, no sacrament of any kind. Paul is disturbed by this sight. What faith does the order practice? Indeed, Paul. What faith could the order practice indeed? Playing the organ is a daunting challenge for someone like Paul who has no musical talent. Paul could probably play the organ if there was some music to play. Well, he could try at least. There's a stairwell going downstairs, but we don't need to go there yet. What's that? Ah, some crossbow bolts. And here we have The cathedral's tabernacle is fashioned from aged, varnished mahogany. Its doors are closed, and there doesn't appear to be any way of opening them manually. Perhaps we'll find something to do with that later. And here we have a simple podium and lectern. Provides a platform for a priest giving a sermon to his congregation. There is a drawer recessed inside it. Let's open it and see. Locked. Curses. Foiled again. Alright. Time to visit the old tower, which we've heard so much about. What could there be hidden in this old tower? I wonder. Paul notes that the door to the old tower is locked. Well, we can remedy that situation. For Christ's sake! Upstairs, go! Okay, that sent actual shivers down my spine. Oh, Jesus! No, 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 no. Get away from me. Oh, God. This old tower is cursed. Get out of here. Alright, alright. I think we should better visit downstairs first, but we're gonna do that next time. For now, thank you very much for watching. And take care.